Things are getting very normalized when it comes to biometric face recognition. It just seems like it's being intertwined in our lives more, and we're just accepting it. And we should be a little bit more cautious about it.
Walmart is not content with using facial recognition. They have a patent for emotional recognition because it's not enough to know who you are, it's not enough to know what you're looking at, but I need to know what you think about it as you're looking at it. And I wish I were making this up. They have a patent for emotional recognition to read the looks on people's faces and decide, does somebody look bored? Does somebody look happy? Do they look angry? I'm sure that will never be weaponized against us either.
Trying to scan your hand to pay.
Just put it right there, right?
Yep, a little higher. So you ever walked into a store and you suddenly got a coupon on your phone for the exact thing that you're looking at or standing next to? Well, that's not a coincidence. That's a Bluetooth beacon. Bluetooth beacons are these small hidden devices that ping your device constantly, whether you notice it or not. And they're placed in malls, airports, stadiums, and protest zones sometimes. Your phone doesn't need to be connected to Wi-Fi. If your Bluetooth is on, they can detect your presence. They can track how long you linger there, what direction you're walking in, and even your movement history across multiple locations. And the catch is that apps you've already installed, like weather or shopping, travel, that can give these beacons permission to collect your location and behavior data even when you're not using those apps. Some retail chains use them to map customer behavior. Some police departments use them for crowd analytics. In 2020, reports surfaced that law enforcement used Bluetooth tracking in protest zones without informing the public of it. So if you're wondering why ads seem to follow you from real world to your phone, that's one of the reasons for it. So until next time, stay up.
Your car isn't yours anymore. The kill switch mandate is real. I have been talking about this for years. It is now funded and it's coming fast. And if you still believe you own your car, you're already behind the 8 ball. And what you actually own is a permission slip for 4 wheels, a machine that watches you, evaluates you, and decides in real time whether you're allowed to drive it. Not a police officer, not a court, not even common sense. Instead, it's an algorithm, AI. Yes, believe it or not, this is true. And like I said, I've been covering this for years, and now it's here in reality. And if that sounds like something ripped out of a dystopian script, it's because we've crossed the line where dystopia gets rebranded as public safety. And our elected officials, they voted for it. The trigger for all of this sits inside the 2021, all the way back to 2021, Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act. Buried in Section 24220 is a mandate that forces the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration to require advanced impairment driving technology. I love it. That's how they hide it. In your car that's sold to you here in America, that phrase sounds harmless on purpose because there's more to it. Because if lawmakers called it what it actually is, a federally required driver surveillance system with the power to disable your vehicle, there might have been a real debate. Instead, it slid right through. Call it whatever makes it easier to swallow. If your car decides you're not driving, the outcome is the same. This isn't about left or right politics. It's about power. Who has it, who's gaining more, and who's quietly losing it. Right now, the drivers are on the losing end, and that is not about to change. And once the system is fully embedded, reversing it, it won't be simple. It won't be cheap, and it won't be quick. It'll be treated as an essential infrastructure, too big to remove, too normalized to question. That's how they do it. That's the real end game. Not safety, not innovation. Control baked into very machines Americans rely on every single day. And as of today, only a few officials are fighting on our side. Who gets to decide when you're allowed to drive? Because if the answer isn't you, then you don't own your car. You never did.
It's a scam. I need you to understand that it's a scam. That Sam Altman does not care about a social network. He just wants scans of your face and eyeballs. Your biometric data is your most sensitive and identifiable information about you, and he wants it so that he can sell it to the US government and use it to train his AI softwares to make them better. And the selling point that it's going to be human made, no bots are going to be allowed on the platform, is a scam. Social media platforms love having bots. They could get rid of about 90% of them tomorrow, but they don't because it drives discourse, it drives engagement, and makes them money. And I haven't even gotten to the digital ID aspect of this, because him and companies alike are walking you towards being okay with giving up all of your personal data to then be surveilled and censored on everything. Because you already give your facial scans to Apple for Face ID. Why not give ChatGPT your facial scans and retinal scans? And then, now we know who you are. Why not just make a digital ID? We already have the information, we'll just make it for you. I'm seeding your mind. You will not listen to him. He just wants to make money off of you and give you nothing in return. It is literally just bread and circus. Don't do it.
Disneyland just got hit with a $5 million lawsuit over their facial recognition technology. The lawsuit claims that Disney scanned guests' faces, including children, without getting their consent. Here's the issue. When guests enter the park, cameras allegedly scan their faces and turn their features into biometric data to speed up lines and prevent ticket fraud. But the lawsuit claims that Disney used an opt-out system instead of getting clear and written permission first. In other words, guests had to actively avoid facial scans instead of agreeing to it up front. Disney says the data is secure and it gets automatically deleted in 30 days. But the case raises a huge question. In the age of AI and facial recognition, how much of your biometric data can companies collect without your permission before it crosses the line?
When you go to a grocery store now, especially Wegmans, you need to look for a sign like this because they're tracking your biometrics, your face, your facial recognition, and they're using it to monitor you, and they admitted it. What you need to know is that every time you go into a grocery store now, you are most likely being tracked for loss prevention using a facial recognition system. Now, this doesn't mean that they're only going after people with histories of theft, with histories of loss that they're trying to avoid. No, they're scanning everybody, and that is the hard part. At any point in time, you could be scanned and put into their database and flagged as a shoplifter without ever being a shoplifter, even if you are just trying to buy some milk, buy some eggs, buy some groceries. You don't know what's happening on the facial recognition side. You don't know what's happening on the database, and that puts you in a privacy and a surveillance vulnerability. When I go into the grocery store now, not just the grocery store, when I go into Home Depot, when I go into Kroger, when I go into all these retail places, I am doing things to protect my face and my biometrics from facial recognition, especially from security cameras that are overhead, but also from the security cameras at the eye level, at the self-checkout, and at the places where you're going to check out and have that interaction face-to-face.
You have to quickly think, like, it is crazy that we can go to the grocery store and use our palm, our hand, as a biometric way to pay for things. Like, that means that we have been registered, our bank accounts and other things, to be able to read our palm, our unique bioprints, in order to pay for things or do things. That means that our privacy is becoming less intact, is being invaded, and we're just casually and slowly leaning towards that because we think it's a cool thing. But in reality, we are being governed more and more. The fact that we have less privacy, that we can be traced and tracked more commonly is wild. Because you look at how Walmart is operating. They have security cameras, they have cameras everywhere. They track your face, they recognize your expressions, the things you buy, how often you're going there. Is just like an invasion of privacy, and it's just happening right in front of us. These two things may seem so minor, but if everybody starts doing that, it seems like no matter where we go or what we do in this world, we will be followed, even if somebody is not there with us. Because a lot of people don't even like the idea that we're being tracked by the government or whatever it is. But you think about your phone, you think about the camera, you think about the voice recording systems that are in it, all these things. And it's just making it more transparent that our privacy has been invaded. There is no going back as things continue to progress. But I'm more nervous of the outcome that will occur through all these practices that these companies are pushing through, Because if the companies are doing it, imagine what the government is doing. I know it seems like a conspiracy thing, but just think about it. We do not have the privacy like we once had. If you agree, please leave a like, comment down below what are your thoughts, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.